My earliest Christmas memories actually came about a month before Christmas, at the end of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade when I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. You will know from the times that you've seen the Macy's Parade that at the end Santa Claus makes an appearance. He is the final float, the final person to make an appearance in front of the Macy's store. And when Santa makes his appearance, he calls out the name of little boys and girls who are at the parade and watching on television. He'll cry out the name Jacob or the name Charlotte. And on this particular day, as he was screaming out the names of all of the little children who were watching, he called out the name Billy. That's my name. And I knew he was speaking to me personally. He had called me out of the crowd, and I knew that that meant tremendous good news for my Christmas wish list that day. Well, we all talk about Christmas wish lists, don't we? There's now sites on the internet where you can go and, just like you would at a wedding or a birthday, you can register all of the gifts that you might want for Christmas. Isn't that ridiculous? Well, maybe this year, as we focus our attention on the birth of Jesus, maybe we need to ask, what's Jesus' wish list? Because this is his birthday after all. And I suspect that Jesus doesn't need a new iPad or iPhone. That there's nothing on an infomercial that Jesus needs. There's nothing on the Home Shopping Network that you need to order for Jesus. He doesn't need a 70-inch plasma television set. We might want one, but Jesus doesn't need one. In the text today, we discover what Jesus' wish list is. From the mouth of John through the words of the prophet Isaiah, the wish of God is that all people will see the salvation of God. All people means everyone. See doesn't just mean that we envision it with our eyes, but it's something that we experience personally. The salvation of God is our redemption. It is our gift of grace from God. It is healing and wholeness and happiness and joy and all of the things that we say are of value. And just like those little children, maybe we need to recover that sense of joy and wonderment at the season of Christmas. Children still dream. It's one of the reasons why I like what the children have shared with us. I imagine that as the children were up there, they were not simply going through the motions, but somewhere at the core of who they were imagining, they were envisioning what it would have been like to be in that little town of Bethlehem when Jesus was born. They imagine and wonder what it will be like on Christmas morning when they get up with mom and dad and siblings and gather around the Christmas tree. If you ask little children to dream about tomorrow, they will give you big pictures and big dreams. Is there any of that left in us? What would you write if you could write the headline for tomorrow's newspaper and know that it would come true? Maybe you would write, "World hunger comes to an end and everyone eats today." Or, "Child abuse is at an all-time low." Or, "A committee of Congress is gathered together to investigate the decline in violent crime." What would you write as the glorious wish for tomorrow? What would your dream be? God has a wonderful dream. It is a dream that we all experience what it means to be loved and liked and accepted and included and adopted into his family. And everything about this season focuses on that little child that's born in Bethlehem, that grows to be a man and walks among us as one of us, who is crucified, dead, buried, resurrected, ascended into heaven. This human God who comes as one of us among us, as Emmanuel, God in the flesh. He enters into the mess of our lives, into all of our brokenness and pain, all of our sorrow and suffering. All of our life he enters in is there, so that in him we might experience, we might see the salvation of God. We talk about getting ready for the holidays. And usually when we talk about that, we are asking, did you get all of your cards mailed? Have you bought all the gifts? Do you ready for all of the family who'll be coming in? Is the Christmas dinner prepared? But when we talk about getting ready for the advent of Christ, there's this call for us to get rid of the clutter, the distractions, The things that occupy our vision that are of so little importance, and yet we make them so big during the season. To get rid of all of the clutter so that God can allow us to see who that baby is and who he became for us. The good news for Christmas, Jesus' wish list for us, is that we might all experience the salvation of God, that we would discover that in Christ the battle is done, the victory has been won, and salvation has come. That's Jesus' wish list for you this Christmas. And I hope and pray that all of you will be open to receive that kind of love and grace. We're going to sing together hymn number 118, What Child Is This?